No, we did a great job this first half. Second half, we got a little bit problem to score, especially with the pressure that they put. They start switching, mixing defenses in the defensive side. So we don't execute on the second half, especially on the second half. And they take advantage of that. They make a lot of three-point shots and they start making more point from transition on turnover. So they take advantage of that.
En español, Spanish coach para la gente boricua, tu pensamiento, tu debut,
Sí,
felicidades,
gracias.
orgullo boricua.
Gracias, ¿no? Tratamos de hacerle la primera mitad, ponerle presión cancha completa del lado defensivo. Se nos hizo difícil defender, anotar, especialmente el tercer parcial. Estábamos 9 abajo, unos tiros para ponernos ahí a 6 y mantener el juego. Ellos empezaron a intercambiar defensa, nos sacaron ventaja en eso, anotaron un triple, especialmente en la segunda mitad. Y nos costó anotar en la segunda mitad, empezaron a intercambiar defensa y se nos hizo difícil anotar y ahí fue que sacaron provecho.
¿Cuál es el plan camino a Cuba? El lunes hay juego, plan de coach.
No, reagrupar y aprender de los errores que hicimos aquí, especialmente en el lado defensivo. Creo que tenemos que ser el mejor equipo defensivo y seguir mejorando en el lado ofensivo. El lado ofensivo creo que tenemos que tener mejor paciencia y manejar la presión de los físicos que presentan el equipo, que va a presentar el equipo de Cuba. A la orden. Sí, es un equipo difícil, tiene las cualidades físicas de ellos, especialmente en la posición de 4, es muy difícil y incómoda para nosotros y son muy flexibles, toman mucha ventaja y se nos hizo difícil poder contener esa posición y ahí fue que luego pusieron 5 jugadores medianos y sacaron más ventaja aún todavía. El ajuste en Cuba, no, manejar la defensa, la presión defensiva que pongan, tenemos que ser darle más respeto, más valor a cada posesión en ese aspecto, poder manejar la defensa, la presión defensiva.
Hay que agrupar y ver un poquito de video, ver las rotaciones, ver qué hicimos mal. Cuba es un equipo diferente, pero lo importante es ver video y ver las cosas que hicimos mal.
Estás en DC hace 7 años, el niño tuyo, vivimos con boricua, ¿cómo se siente volver a DC? Obviamente derrota, obviamente ahora mismo Cuba triple, pero ¿cómo se siente volver a DC?
Se siente bien, tuve aquí mi carrera colegial, fue un honor estar aquí en la capital. No salimos con la victoria, pero vamos a reagruparnos como equipo y vamos para el próximo.
One? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was a good game. We came out with a lot of energy. Both halves, I feel like we started the game well, and when we made subs and went to the bench, everybody played with a lot of intensity. Talked about how they're going to come out, try to play physical, take advantage of our weaknesses, and I think we did a really good job of paying attention to detail, keeping the ball in front, making plays, getting stops, and running.
Right now, this game, I got a lot of rebounds. Really good job with the bossing now. Tell me about it.
They have a lot of physical players. We knew that was going to be a key to the game, and the key to the FIBA game as a whole. It's defending the paint, rebounding the ball, and getting stops so we can run. We know we have a lot of athletes, so if we can stop them, not take the ball out through the net, and just get stops and run, defend the paint, rebound the ball, we're a pretty good team. And in transition tonight, I thought we did a great job of playing together, making extra passes. So if we get stops and clear possessions, that just fuels what we do best.
Apologies if it's repetitive. NBA versus FIBA. Your comparisons.
There's pros and cons to both. This game is more, offensive sets oriented. It's harder to, play free and get out and run and do a lot of the things that you've seen. That there aren't a lot of wild plays, I feel like, in the FIBA game, but you have to have a high level of intelligence in the FIBA game. You have to be able to execute sets, know what you're doing on defense on every play, be ready for, some crazy plays that other teams draw up, and, the physicality, having the no defensive 3 seconds in the paint. It makes it tougher to score, tougher to drive. So you really got to make plays for other people, swing the ball to the corner when there's rotations, and I'd say those are the biggest differences, for me especially. In the big in the NBA, sometimes when you catch the ball in the paint, there may not be somebody there because of the defensive three, but here there's always somebody there. So you got to be able to make the extra play for your teammates.
You talked to the ball movement. Tell me a little bit for how important is the ball movement in the game tonight? What are your expectations for the next game versus Bahamas the next Monday?
We talked about, a lot of things. We talked about getting out in transition, and that starts with, stopping the ball. Getting stops on the defensive end, and that just fuels what we do. We have a lot of unselfish guys on this team, a lot of guys that are willing to make the extra pass, and we have shooters everywhere. Guys that are playmakers at positions 1 through 5, unselfish, willing to make plays for other people. So if we don't have to run a ton of sets and we can just, get the ball out, move, and know that somebody's going to be in the right spots, and that, if you make the right play for somebody, it's going to come back to you. So I think we were able to show that. I don't know how many threes we had, but, I'd say the majority of our threes were off ball movement and, someone driving, kicking, finding it for someone else. And I thought that was really important for us, and it's going to be really important in the next game too.
So Bahamas, totally different game plan?
I wouldn't say totally different. I'm always the type of player, I try to focus on what we do. If we continue to play like we did tonight, play unselfish, get stops, start each half with energy, I think we'll set a tone for ourselves. We'll get into the details in the next couple days of what the Bahamas does and, how they're different from Puerto Rico. But like I said, if we just keep focusing on ourselves and doing the right things and the things that we know how to do, I think we'll be fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we knew that the FIBA game is different, and the energy that you feel from the opposing team is real. So that's what we were kind of preaching over the last week or so, and we kind of tried to flip it and come out with great energy, great physicality, great purpose on the offense and defensive end. And we started the game 10-2, and then we started the third quarter 10-0. So that shows the preparation and that the guys were ready to play.
Cool. So, obviously on the offensive end, 108 points, a lot of three-point shooting. What have you guys been working on to make sure that the offense was this well-oiled to come out and make this kind of impression?
We've actually been working a lot on our defense. Like our practices have been like 75% defense, and we have a group of guys who are naturally unselfish, and if they space well, they can play well. And we had 28 assists tonight and 7 turnovers, so that just tells you what kind of guys we have. We haven't really done much offensively, really concentrated on the defensive end, but they bought into everything that we've been trying to do.
Hey, Coach, what is your expectation for the next game versus Bahamas the next Monday?
Yeah, we're expecting very much the same. It's very much about us and how we play and what we bring to the game, the intention that we bring to the game, the physicality that we bring to the game, the energy that we bring, and then the unselfishness. And if we're able to do that and then really get after it on the defensive end, hopefully we'll have the same result. But, in FIBA, anything is possible, so we have to be super, super prepared. Our guys are ready for tonight, and we have to be as ready or more ready for the next game.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Scrappy team, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
How were you able to prepare knowing that there's some new faces in Team Puerto Rico?
It was difficult. We were doing our best to figure out what they were going to run and who was going to play, and we showed video on each guy, and then guys were kind of going in and out. So it was really difficult, but we know Puerto Rico is always going to play hard regardless of who is on the floor. We know they're going to be physical regardless of who is on the floor. So that was a good starting point for us, because that intentionality that they play with is is something that carries over regardless of who's on the floor. So we were not super surprised of how hard they played and how scrappy they were, just because that's who they are.
And Patrick Ewing on your staff, assistant coach.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, to have a two-time gold medal winner on my staff is great, and a really good friend and a really good basketball person. So I hit a home run with that one.
Thank you. So I think you were just talking about three-point shooting walking here. So you can talk about the team's effort. You threw in, I think, 3 yourself, and how that helped with the win.
It was great. Overall, the ball movement was phenomenal. We talked about things in practice about moving our shell drills and simulating that, throughout the game, and we did a great job. Our bigs set great schemes. Point guards found us in the right spot, and we just, executed our plays, and we just kept the ball moving. That's what Coach been preaching on the last couple days in practice.
Cool. It was, I mean, an 11-point lead at halftime, and then you guys really broke it open in the second half. Was there something that you guys talked about in the locker room that kind of changed for you, or
Just throwing the first punch. He said that, they're going to come out and try to give us their best effort, so we got to beat them before they hit us. So, and that's what we did. We started the quarter off 10-0, and we only had them to 14 points in that third quarter, I believe. So, that's what was all about, is our defense that led the offense. We got a lot of easy buckets. We got great stops. We rebounded the ball well, and we moved the ball well down there.
Much talk about the team Puerto Rico making the Olympics and knowing that they can be scrappy. Coach mentioned that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the point of emphasis for us. We knew that they were going to try to hit us first, and that's what we put an emphasis on. The way we start the game, we dictate. We set the tone, and that's what we did. We jumped out 10-2, and in that third quarter, it was another big lead that we jumped out on them. So just point of emphasis to having that carryover, what we talked about in practice.
What do you think need improve for the next game, Bahamas?
Clean up a few things defensively. Our communication was great, but we can always be better. And just, not giving up, some offensive rebounds that we, kind of gave up, finishing more possessions. But overall, we did a lot of good things. We had a lot of carryover that coaching and put emphasis on in practice. So we had a lot of good things. And, like I said, we're going to use this. We're going to go back, watch film and everything, and then we're going to, get back to it on Sunday. So, that's just what it's all about, taking these games and watching film and learning from our mistakes and, a small cleanup.
Being USA basketball and having a connection with the NBA, do you guys have like a chat with like the U.S. Olympic team and you guys talk to each other?
We haven't. It's just been all about, what Coach them has been, telling us about. He said he gave us a lot of the history. We watched a couple of games and a lot of, the history part of it. It's great to be putting on a Team USA jersey, period. A lot of people get the opportunity. So, I'm thankful. This is my first time ever, being a part of this. So, being with these guys that played multiple times, it's a great experience.
All right, thank you.
No problem.